Hi, my name is Jane Powell. Welcome to Community Connections, brought to you by the Greater Kanawha Valley Foundation. This is a show showcasing community involvement. I think you're going to learn a lot with our guests today. We are going to talk about the, let me get this right, the Civil Military Innovation Institute, commonly known as CMI2. And my guest today is Walter Hatfield. He is VP of Training and Experimentation, and he comes with quite a background. Is it okay if I call you Wally?
You can. Please do, Jane. Thank you.
Wally, you bring quite the resume to this job that you have now. Retired U.S. Army Colonel, former Director of Operations at the West Virginia National Guard. You've done overseas missions, and now you're giving your talents to CMI2. Tell me a little bit about it. What is CMI2?
Well, Jane, first and foremost, thank you for having me this morning. And again, thanks for the support that we receive from the Greater Kanawha Valley Foundation. Again, we sat here as partners today, so
Yes.
I truly appreciate everything that you and your foundation does for our community. So thank you very much.
You're so welcome.
So CMI2, the Civil Military Innovation Institute, is a company based in West Virginia. Our home base is in Morgantown, West Virginia. But we also have a training facility, the Adaptive Experimentation Facility in Clay County, West Virginia. And within that, we've built an ILLUME program, or what we call the ILLUME program. And it's innovating, learning, leading, united, making, and experimenting, ILLUME. And what we do with that program is bring our students from Clay County High School into the program to teach them the baseline of STEM technology, how it works with the Department of Defense in our space that we operate in. And I'll begin with saying that the reason we called our program ILLUME is because we wanted to shine a light or build a brighter future for these children in Clay County, West Virginia,
I love
West
that.
Virginia.
Yeah,
So,
great name.
thank you.
I know that you do a lot with the students and the adults of Clay County. I first saw the students in action as they were volunteering with Mountaineer Food Bank. And I was so impressed. They were working hard and right on task, and it made me want to learn more. Although I knew a little bit, it made me want to dig. So that was exciting to see how hard they were working. I know that's just one of the things that you do. But tell me a little bit more about how you're preparing these students.
Yeah, so what we do with our program, we like to bring the students in, and again, over 50% of our employees of the company are former military. So in the military, you learn to teach, coach, and mentor. In a classroom environment, you just teach. We want to take that a step further. So we want to bring these students in and teach them, but we also want to coach and mentor them. So with your point of them packing boxes for the Mountaineer Food Bank. So that's community involvement. That's giving back to your community, and especially it's very important in rural West Virginia, in Clay County, West Virginia, because it's a food desert. So these kids are learning to give back and give back to the most vulnerable community, and they're doing it through groups like Mountaineer Food Bank. We also we like to take and teach those kids or young adults different life skills. A lot of these kids, they are being raised by their grandparents. So we take the time to teach them basic first aid, AED, and stop the bleed. So they know the basic necessities if their loved one goes down in cardiac arrest. They know how to do chest compressions. Or if they have a laceration, they know how to stop the bleed. We also teach rope rescue to them. And again, you're in rural West Virginia, so if they're out hunting, they know how to do certain things. But all that comes together as teaching them a skill. It teaches them to work as a team, not as an individual.
Well, you are teaching them a skill. And maybe it's a spark. Maybe it's a spark to become an EMT or take it further, nursing. Who knows where that leads, right? And volunteer for their community, fire department or EMS, whatever's going on in their communities. So that's pretty exciting.
Yep. And again, that's part of it. Again, in West Virginia right now, there's over 29,000 job vacancies in West Virginia. So there's a huge shortfall in EMTs. There's a definite need for local volunteer firefighters. So, getting these young adults invigorated to get out and get into their community and give back to their community, as well as ensure they're preparing themselves for that shortfall in the job market. So.
And so locating in Clay County was strategic for you.
It was. The first premise of it was we needed a place that we can train the military personnel that we work with. So especially as you look at the East Coast, there's not a lot of training facilities on the East Coast. And again, biggest part is all from West Virginia. So we want to bring economic stimulus to West Virginia. And bringing in the units into West Virginia helps do that. But it also allows us to put new technology in hands of our young adults that are part of our ILLUME program.
Yeah, that part I love.
And it sparks their interest because, again, it becomes a pipeline to feed the new technology, the AI that's being produced by the government, that you can do a lot of stuff here with our kids from West Virginia.
Do you have a story you can tell me about a success story?
Yeah, there's a number of them, but I will stick on one, a young individual. He came to us 3 years ago. He was going to graduate to senior at Clay County High School. He was very reserved, pretty much an individual, stayed by himself, wasn't very talkative. But if you look at him today, he is now leading the ILLUME program. He's going out and teaching, because we're looking to expand right now into, Brooke, Braxton, Calhoun, and possibly Lewis counties. But he's now a 19-year-old man that is going out and teaching all the other students throughout the county about our technology program. He's also worked directly with some of the special operation units that come into West Virginia. And these are some of the best in our warfighting structure. And utilizing technology, he was able to locate those individuals out in the field fairly quickly. So again, here you got a kid from Clay County, West Virginia that's, very reserved, very intelligent, but was able to locate some of the world's best warfighters out there here in West Virginia. So I mean, it's a remarkable to see the growth of these kids in a short amount of time.
Well, and he's earning a paycheck, so he's able to support himself, and there's so many wonderful things. And he's a role model.
He is, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, good for him. I love stories like that. Okay. Tell me about the expansion. So you mentioned that you're looking at some other counties. I see opportunities for the population of those counties to grow and have experiences just like this young man.
Yep, I agree. And again, just getting out there and again, I think a lot of these rural communities that we go into have just phenomenal students. They're very intelligent, and just opening the door for them or shining that light on new technology and AI to get them interested, to make it, I guess I always like to say, to make it sexy for them and get them interested, and they stay in it. Again, I think if we gather them at in the middle school,
right,
give them some direction, and it goes through high school, and again it opens the door for higher education or the trades, for them to fill that gap in our need pool in Department of Defense. So
yeah, just a little bit off topic, but you said something that reminds me. Almost every group that I talk with or hear speak, high school's too late. You got to get them early. You have to start them in either late elementary school or middle school to really get their attention. So it's good that you're doing that.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
And the other thing I think for us that we've seen is the declining population in these rural communities. You continue to see the closure of schools. Clay County has lost 2 elementary schools. I think they're getting ready to consolidate and lose their middle school. But it's because of the decline in population. I mean, a lot of these people are, once they graduate, they leave their communities and go somewhere else where they can get a job. So if you can build a workforce in those communities, these kids will stay, they'll have families, and you'll start to see that population growth, and you'll stop losing, I think you'll stop losing some of the education centers that's in these communities. Because, I mean, they're not just education centers, they're gathering places and for community gathering and picnics and all this other stuff. So it brings a whole of community aspect to it.
Right. High school sports, it's where communities come together, isn't
Definitely.
it?
Friday night football. So.
Yeah, you can see everybody in the county there. That's true. So we talked a lot about the students, but your program does a little bit more than that. You mentioned bringing in some military units to train. You're doing really important things in Clay County. I mean, you're exposing the residents of Clay County that are in your program and the world to Clay County, but national security stuff, drones, right?
Yep.
Yeah, how about that?
Well, and the thing, like I said, when you bring these units in, again, you bring in a unit, the 82nd Airborne, maybe from Fort Bragg, or the 101st from Fort Campbell. You bring these large units in, they get exposed to West Virginia. They get exposed to the beautiful mountains and the rivers and, everything it has to offer. So it becomes tourism, too. So you bring these people in, which they're, doing national security type stuff, in very difficult terrain in West Virginia.
Right.
So you're training a warfighter to go fight and win wars, for them to come home safely, but you're also exposing them to all the beautiful greatness of West Virginia.
Yeah.
So
maybe they'll bring their families back and go whitewater rafting or rent a cabin. Yeah. So that's pretty good too.
It is. Yeah.
So all the community and the skills that you're building, and we talked about the life skills and the basic medical training they're learning, but they're learning some technology with drones, and you're supporting the STEM program as well, right?
That's correct. Yeah, so when we bring these kids in, and we have a dirt lab, and again, go back into Clay County and Technology Student Association, or a drone club or robotic club. In these rural communities, they're not on the same playing field as some other states that they're competing against. And Clay County, on average, is probably sending 22 to 26 kids a year to the states and the nationals for TSA. But a lot of times what we saw...
Like TSA?
The Technology Student Association.
Oh, okay.
In the community, in the high school. But they don't have the same resources they would have if they're going against, say, Ohio, or Maryland, or Virginia, or either other counties in West Virginia. So we bring what we call our dirt labs to the table. So these kids have the opportunity to come to our labs. So if they're working on a TSA project and they go through the design process and use CAD design, we have the ability for them to do 3D printing or carbon fiber printing. So now they bring them a little bit closer to an equal playing field to these other students that they're going to compete against, or maybe it's camera technology that they need. I mean, but again, trying to find ways to give them every opportunity necessary to be successful in life.
And as these other units come to visit and work in Clay County, the students see the importance of this.
They do. And again, when we have our internship classes there, like our last year we had 26 interns, they get to work near these individuals coming in from around the United States. They get to work with them, train against them. They get to take their problem sets in. So if a unit comes in and they have a piece of equipment